Welcome to my YouTube channel, everyone. I'm a girl with a horse tattoo, and today I am launching Lot Life After Travel. And this is basically an episode where we talk about just being abroad and how it changes your worldview. And today I'm so incredibly happy to welcome my guest, Kiora Kay. Oh my gosh, I love this girl so much. Please give her a warm welcome. Okay, tell the beautiful people, the listeners out there, where you're from and where are you now?
Legally, I am from Florida, America. I'll be honest, I'm not claiming America right now. I'm repping Jamaica very hard. Half Jamaican, half Trini. Hey, bullet, 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 bullet. But I grew up between Florida and Jamaica. And right now I am in Vietnam, Saigon to be exact.
Wow, what a beautiful place. I got to go to Vietnam for my sister's birthday. I was in Da Nang and somewhere else, Hanoi.
Hanoi.
Yeah, and it was a wonderful place. I wish I would have pursued them for teaching abroad, but not to get too long-winded. What was the process like from you moving from Florida to, I think, Thailand, right?
Florida, St. Louis, Thailand.
Okay, so the real question is, what was the process like for your family? Did they understand? Did they support you? How was that?
So yeah, I'm very lucky that my family kind of saw me as not exactly the rebel, but the different one. And let me stress that they didn't treat me differently, but they just saw that like I was kind of cut from a different fabric. Like I was the one who was like adventurous and like going out and being curious and stuff. So when it came time to tell them, hey, I'm gonna move across the world, go to the other side of the globe, they're like, okay, cool, that makes sense. Yeah. So
They kind of saw it all along, like it was kind of instinct for them for when you actually verbalized it. That's
yeah.
so beautiful. That's really beautiful. So when did you know in your gut that America was not for you?
It was definitely after college. I've traveled a lot. Thankfully, my family really put a priority on traveling. So, you know, growing up in the States, I would go to Jamaica every year, but also we took trips to like Europe and Canada and Mexico, the Caribbean, stuff like that. So traveling wasn't something that was foreign for me. And growing up, I knew any job I had to involve traveling and had to involve like interacting with different type of people. So the time I knew that America wasn't for me, I just moved to St. Louis and I was supposed to leave America before, but like that whole thing fell through. So I was really just trying to figure out what my next steps were. And I began reading a lot and I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. And that
Wow.
made like a militant revolutionary of me. And I just started doing more research and it pissed me off how even though I'm not African American, I'm West Indian American, it pissed me off how much of history I just didn't know, mostly because of the system and the school system and how we're taught every single February, George Carver and his peanut butter, Martin Luther King, slavery, Martin Luther King, everything's good now. But like I was so blinded to everything, all the injustices that were happening in the country. So after I read that book and I did my research, I was like, I know I want to leave, but now I got to leave. And it reminds me of that quote by James Baldwin, to be aware, I'm gonna butcher this quote, but to be socially aware and a colored person in America is to constantly be in a stage of rage. The more I kept finding out about everything going on, and even the struggle that continues today, I was just like, I need peace. Like, and I know it's available mostly because growing up, going to Jamaica, like when I'm in Jamaica, I'm not Black. Like I'm just a person, you know, just a woman, like on my day to day. But in America, I felt Black and I felt everything that comes with being Black in America.
It's
So,
a heavy burden. It's a yoke for sure. I love how you said that, because I've actually had like some South African friends say something similar to that. It's just, you're just South African, no matter if you're Indian South African, white South African, black South African, you're just South African. And then you come to America and they just like, you're black, and they're like, and this is how I'm gonna treat you, and this is where you're gonna get, and make it work.
And even the different categories in that is like, you're not even black. Like for me, it's like, oh, you're light skinned black, so you're here. Oh, you're dark skinned black, so you're here. Oh, you're African. Oh, you're African American. It's just too much. And it's like, they expect you to just go into that category and act accordingly.
So crazy. And it just try to puts us down into like this one dimension, one faceted person. And it's just like, no, we are a person and we like different things and our interests are broad and array, and we don't all look the same. And oftentimes when I was abroad, I battled defense versus feeling selfish versus feeling selfless. Going away, getting that plane ticket to go to Thailand, I felt like I was doing it for the clan, the tribe, the family, the unit. I felt like I was doing it for everybody. But there was moments where it didn't feel like I was doing it for everybody. And it felt like I was running away from responsibility. You know, my mom has 6 kids, and it takes all of our hands to, you know, to make decisions for her. And I can't really make too many decisions being away. So in that moment, am I being selfish or am I being selfless? Oftentimes I talk to, you know, other people, and everyone gets a time, you know, everyone has opportunities and everyone can make decisions for themselves. And it takes a little bit of selective decision making in order to be the best version of yourself. So my question is, do you feel like people that travel are expats? Do you feel like that they are selfish or selfless? How do you view that when it comes to like the whole family dynamic?
I know for me personally, maybe coming out here, I was more on the selfish side. I'm just like, I'm getting out of America. I'm gonna go live my best life, or like whatever. So it wasn't like a fuck everybody, I'm getting the fuck out of here. It was just like, this is something I feel like I need to do for me.
I'm giving love, I'm giving energy, I'm giving growth. I'm just giving positivity altogether.
And give it back to the earth.
So as far as like other people, I think it's a mix of both. So I have a friend, she came to Thailand and she came with the purpose of healing herself. Healing herself because she knew that she wanted to go back and heal her family. And so even though on surface level that sounds selfish, I think that's the most selfless thing you can do. America isn't the land of my ancestors. Even I was talking to my dad last night, we were talking about how he's not celebrating Thanksgiving. He's like, I don't know if you know, but like, we didn't come on the Mayflower. We haven't been here for like generations. We're from someplace else.
Exactly. These holidays, I'm like, I'm off work. Okay, thank you.
The only thing I see America having over other countries is consumer convenience. But as far as the things that really matter, like peace of mind, not working yourself to the bone, living paycheck to paycheck, like that's hard. That's really, really hard. I'm sorry, back to yeah,
rabbit hole. Rabbit hole. Okay, that was rabbit hole. It might be perceived to some people as selfish. When you really dive deep into it and examine each person for their circumstance, you realize that if we're all connected, if we're all say we're family, don't you want me to be whole? Don't you want me to be happy? Don't you want me to be fulfilled? That only makes you look better. That only makes me interact with you better. That only makes me have more vision of what I want to bring into my life and what I don't want to bring into my life. That's all connected.
I said you put it in like a beautiful package. That was perfect. Yes.
No. I only got to that by listening to you. Let's clarify that.
But I think my perspective has changed. Like, I know for a fact I don't want to live in America anymore, especially after having my child like this. I do not want to raise my child in America. But I do want to share the things that I've learned on this journey with all my friends and all my family in America.
I saw you posted something on your Instagram story the other day. You and Idris was, I think, at the park and you guys were playing and you were singing. And so that brings me to my next question. How do you think your representation impact the local people around you?
Okay. Well, let me start off by saying locals are different everywhere. The reactions that I got in Thailand were more of a curiosity. Like people would stare, and when I like looked back at them, they would smile, or even like oh Sawadika or whatever. Vietnam, not so much. Like, the two places where I felt the most uncomfortable being Black was Hanoi, Vietnam, and India. Here, it just, and I hate to be like, oh, everything's Black because I'm Black, but it really just feels that way a lot of times. Like, it feels like some of the stares are very hostile, but I will say that that's a minority. It's not the majority of people, and I think it is because of different dynamics. One, I am light skinned. Two, I have a child, so that kind of like softens it a little bit,
Babies, it's one of those kind of things.
It's so sad how it truly feels like the world is just anti-Black. The world has adopted these ideas of what Black people are, mostly aggressive or just like we bleed a different color or something.
Dysfunctional, illiterate,
not intelligent, all of that. Like in the age of Google, in the age of television, in the age of Beyonce, Rihanna, like we have so many people in the spotlight. How do you not know what a Black person is? Like, how do you not know that we're just the same except a different color? Like, why am I so foreign to you? Even this girl I was talking to, she's a teacher, I think a VIP kid, and she was doing a lesson on Africa. And the lesson was teaching these little Chinese kids that Africans are in huts and they run around with lions and all that. And it may not seem like a big deal, but that's one more child on the platform. That's a lot of children growing up with that ideology. And
ignorance breeds ignorance, and they're just gonna pass it down. It's not your responsibility. It's not your burden to be everyone's personal trainer, educator, enlightener. If you can be aware, if you can come to another country and be aware and like listen to the lingo, pick up a little bit and like learn their culture and like learn and to be absorbent, they can do the same thing. It's like it's a two-way street. It's a two-way lane. Like we're trying to be respectful as expats, they can be respectful locals. Like it's a two-way street for sure.
As much as I'm living, I still take it on a case-by-case basis. Like if I someone and I feel like me and them could be friends, yes, I will try to educate them, because I had this friend, she was a Filipino. She told me that one time at night she saw a dark-skinned person, all she saw was their eyes. So like she freaked out, and ever since then she just dark-skinned people, she's like, nah, I don't know, man. She said when she first met me, she was scared of me. She was like, oh my God, I'm so small. Like she would pick me up and throw me against the room. She threw me across the room, she gets angry. And she's like, but you're nothing like that. You're so nice and stuff. But in the course of our relationship, she would ask me questions and I would answer her and I would just try to give her more insight. That's what I'm about. I'm about taking it case by case with people who I feel like want to learn. Not people who are voyeurs, who just want to like see something different or fetishize or anything. Like if we're friends, I got you. Teach me about your culture, I'll teach you about mine.
You don't want to waste your energy and your time on someone who is closed off and bolted. You could be with somebody having a relationship and a connection who's open, who just doesn't know. You just answered my next question, but let's see if you want to elaborate. Have you seen someone's mindset, their ideology, their perspectives? Have you seen that change with interactions with them?
I guess like, not on a personal level. I've seen like people warm up to me. People who may have been like a little standoffish at first. I've seen them warm up to me just from getting to know me and stuff, but nothing so explicit. Like she's probably one of the only people who's like told me that
exactly how she was feeling.
Yeah.
I can think of a specific instance where I was very empowered, where I don't know, it's just been individual things. Like I had one student and she was literally the darkest student in the room. She was Thai, but everyone else was lighter. And I really was able to make a connection with this student, and I kind of like encouraged her because she was also very smart. So that made her stand out too. I kind of encouraged her to just be herself and live, authentically in her skin. And like, just because it's darker, that doesn't make her any less beautiful.
To answer your question, I don't have this experience, but Idris does. He teaches for a VIP kid, or he used to teach for a VIP kid. And he's had this student for a long time, just for the sake of story. Her name is Jessica. And he's teaching Jessica, and he's like, Jessica, I just had my baby. Do you want to see her? So he shows her Sierra, and she's like, oh, cool. But your baby's not beautiful because she's dark skinned. So I heard that.
No filter.
No
No consciousness, no second thought. Just like, and then don't even know what that means. And then like just not true. Like
exactly. Because first of all, baby's beautiful. But when I heard that, like, I was ready to fight. I was ready to fight this, like, 10-year-old girl. But him, I'm so proud of him because he really took the time to not only explain why that was wrong, but also made it an empowering moment for her. Like, he didn't judge her. He didn't get angry. He was just like, oh, you know, there's dark-skinned people that are beautiful. There's people in Ghana or whatever are beautiful, just like you're beautiful, Jessica. Like, we're all beautiful. I'm paraphrasing, but like he has a lot more patience with that.
You definitely want to get angry and you get confusion and you get enraged, but then you have the choice to decide how you're going to react. And you can either make this for your good or this can be something that fuels your fire. How has dating abroad evolved for you? And how has it worked for your benefit?
So I'm going to start off by saying that I have an amazing partner. He's like what I've asked for. But with that said, dating is trash. Okay, so when you're in America with Tinder or any other dating app, dating scene, there's that feeling of there could be something better out there. There's that feeling of, yeah, I'm with you, but ooh, over here, shiny object, you know, whatever. And it feels like that is multiplied over here. I'm the type of person where like, I can acknowledge something for what it is. So let's say I meet John, and there is a connection, there is a spark. I can appreciate that for what it is because that shit don't happen every day. But in their mind, when I say, oh, I want to talk or continue seeing where this goes, it's like, alert, alert.
I know. Change. She gonna knock me down.
They don't want to be tied down. And this isn't like a man fashion thing. It's just from my experience and from the experience of like my girlfriend.
I actually have, I'm not going to say their names because they may watch this, but I have a friend and she really liked this guy, but he was what all the girls wanted. You know what Thai girls want.
Yep.
What all the Thai girls wanted. And he could not walk away from that even though he was attracted to my friend. He was just a hot commodity and there was just so many women just throwing themselves at him. Like he couldn't like lock himself down in a relationship. And that's from a man's perspective. That's what he told her.
I gotta empathize. Like if I was hot in these streets and every man wanted me, I mean, I might want to have some fun too. But me being me, like I would prefer having one person where it's like we just we can have these intimate moments, we can travel together. I'd take that over fucking every day, fucking a different dude every day, anytime.
It's kind of what you kind of deep down always want, but don't really vocalize because you don't really know how obtainable or realistic that feeling or inkling that you have. Like it's like you want consistency, you want somebody you vibe with and you can travel with, but you're like, okay, well, in some capacity, let me settle because this doesn't really seem.
Yeah, but I also think, like I agree 100% with you, but I think a lot of it is people want that at home. Like I think they think settling down is like you're home, you're like, I'm from Florida.
Now so mom and dad and cousins and uncles, tios,
exactly. So they're like, okay, well, once all this travel and shit is done, I'll go home and, you know, I'll set off on my girl, whatever. Me, like I said, I know I wasn't going back home, so.
Me, like, I came abroad thinking like, okay, these guys in America, they play too many games, so what if I could find somebody abroad? Like, that would be cool. That was my mindset, but talking to guys, they're like, I'm just trying to see how many I can get in before I go back.
Exactly.
Like, live out my youthful 20s.
Exactly, and that's why, like, I don't take for granted the thing I have now. Like, we're both on the same page. Like, we both we don't want to go home. Like, we're not trying to go back to America. And we both wanted something serious. And we're very fortunate that we found each other.
Can you please tell the viewers like where you was at, like in as far as ambitions and mindsets, and like where was your spirit at? Like, because I feel like that's the goal. So can you talk about a little bit that place that you was at in order to receive somebody like Idris?
Before I met Idris, I was definitely on that cycle of kind of why I just explained. Like, I would meet people and I'll be like, damn, this connection is amazing. And I would express that and they'd be like, deuces, bye, gotta go, not having this. And that was like, it seems to be a cycle that I was on. It was happening very quickly. Like, it happened with 3 people before him. I was just getting so worn down by that cycle. It just kept feeling like I'd get my hopes up about a situation and then it'll just come crashing and burning. And someone before him I met, like, I felt like that was a soulmate. Now I know it's different, but then I felt like it was just like, oh, like he sets my soul on fire. Just, you know? And when I expressed to that person, like, hey, you know, I want to see where it goes, they gave me the runaround, like, yeah, I'm not trying to date right now.
Yeah.
So after that happened, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take some time to myself. I got like some trauma going on. And I feel like when life keeps putting you in these situations, it's asking you to learn and to make a different decision. And so I made the decision like, all right, I'm just not going to date because obviously this is just not working and there's things internally that I need to work on. So I underwent, in some cases extreme, but a very intense healing process where like every day after school, I would come home, I'll be journaling, I'll be crying, I'll like smoke some weed and like karaoke by myself in my house and dance and just try to let everything out, reading books, like self-help books, like just trying to aggressively heal. And yeah, so one of my friend at the time, I'm gonna say that, I got mad love for her. We don't really talk anymore, but I got mad love for her. So a friend that I had told me, because she was on her own journey as well, she told me that like she did this list. She took a paper, cut it in half, and she wrote what she wants in a man on one side and what she brings to the table on the other side. I was like, wow, that's really amazing, because I feel like most people, they just say, this is what I want.
Exactly.
But they don't look internally like, okay, I want this, but what am I bringing? Like, why do I?
I used to be like, dang, I want my guy to be like really athletic, like with abs and stuff, like just like crazy, amazing body. I'm like, my body ain't like that. Why would I expect the standard like that from the opposite sex? And I don't be wanting to go to the gym.
Yeah, so I did that list, and honestly, that just made me want to like heal more, because I was like, man, I already bring a lot to the table, you know, because I mean, it's me. Yeah, like that, just seeing like what I bring to the table, what I want, like that allowed me to like just be clear in the direction I was going. So when I met Idris, he checked off everything. Like I like reread that list and he checked off everything except one thing.
My list right now. Hold on.
Make that list. But like he checked out everything except for one thing, and I'm not gonna say that one thing because it's like a trick to nuts. And that thing was like really superficial, so I didn't even care. Yeah, like he truly feels like a blessing, and he feels the same way. He says I'm his dream girl, because it's funny, like before he moved to Chiang Mai, which is where we met, he was telling his friends in Saigon, where he lived before, he was like, I'm going to Chiang Mai to find my wife. Like, I'm done fucking with these hoes. Like, I'm going to go find my wife and find like the person before. So it's almost like we both were
in that same mindset.
We were both in that same mindset and both trying to manifest this partner that we wanted. And yeah, it just came to fruition.
And it just connected like a magnet. Wow, I'm definitely gonna go back and like take notes, because there's similarities between you and Idris, my sister and her husband, and just like, you know, people that I know that have successful relationships. There are too good of similarities to not to take heed to it. So now we're gonna wrap up with the final question of where is Sisi Poo and Idris and Kiora? Where are you guys gonna be in 2 years? Are you gonna be in Vietnam? What are you doing? How do you feel? What does the future look like for you guys?
Our plan is to spend at least 1 year here. And if everything works out, we want to move to Mexico. That's plan A. Plan B is spend 2 years here. But we definitely know that we cannot let 2021 finish without visiting America, because through COVID and all this craziness has happened, like I've lost people and stuff, like there's just no way I can go another year without my family meeting my daughter. Like me, I want to see my family obviously, but she has to meet her family. So we know that 2021 will not end without us going to America. And let's hope that we can get back to Vietnam. Like hopefully the borders are open soon.
I would just have like a job in Vietnam before you leave for America and then come back to the job. That's from the people that I know that went back to China, went back to Korea. That's what they had set up. It's definitely one of those situations. I planned, and the future was like, so I'm on the same boat. I'm just like, just enjoying. Got a job here and gonna try to see where that job goes. And well, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been a Girl with a Horse Tattoo. Please follow me on social media.
Do it right now.
Please.
Right.
There's gonna be more awesome videos like this coming life after travel. If you don't want to miss out on these gems that we're dropping, and you want to be aware, because we bring sunshine.